After turning 60, life is supposed to become lighter, more meaningful, a time when the decades of hard work finally pay off in the form of rest, reflection, and joy. But for many elderly people, it doesn't feel that way. Instead, the days grow heavier, the smiles fewer, and the sense of being truly alive slowly fades. Not because age itself is cruel, but because of 5 subtle, stupid mistakes that quietly steal their happiness. And what's worse, most people don't even realize they're making them until it's too late. The first mistake is assuming that physical decline is inevitable, and so they stop moving. They retire not just from work, but from their bodies. They sit more, sleep longer, and gradually lose the energy they once took for granted. Muscles weaken, balance worsens, and small aches become big ones. But what they don't know is that just 20 minutes of daily walking, light resistance training, or stretching could completely change how they age. Movement is medicine. Without it, their world shrinks from running errands and visiting friends to just sitting near a window and watching life pass by. The second mistake is emotional isolation. After 60, many friends pass away, children become busy with their own lives, and partners may no longer be as present. But instead of reaching out, many older adults retreat inward. They think, I don't want to bother anyone, or people don't have time for me anymore. So they stay quiet, and loneliness becomes their most consistent companion. What they don't realize is that the phone works both ways, that people still care, and that even a few minutes of genuine connection each day can dramatically lower the risk of depression, memory loss, and even death. Isolation isn't a condition, it's a choice, and one that can be unlearned. The third mistake is refusing to adapt. Technology overwhelms them, change frustrates them, and they find themselves saying, things were better back in my day. And maybe they were. But the world keeps moving, and the more they resist, the more irrelevant and helpless they feel. Learning something new, a smartphone, a digital photo album, or even how to order groceries online might feel intimidating at first, but it reopens the door to independence and confidence. Adaptation is the bridge between aging and thriving. Without it, they get left behind not by the world, but by their own unwillingness to evolve. The fourth mistake is living without a purpose. Once the job ends and the kids grow up, many elderly people struggle with the question, what now? Days become repetitive. There's no reason to wake up early, no excitement to look forward to, no challenge to conquer. That void becomes dangerous. Purpose is oxygen for the soul. It doesn't have to be grand, it can be gardening, mentoring a young person, joining a community group, caring for a pet, or even maintaining a daily journal. Without purpose, days blur together and the will to live quietly diminishes. With purpose, even the smallest action becomes meaningful. The fifth and most damaging mistake is emotional suppression. Many older adults were raised in times when feelings weren't discussed openly. So they carry decades of unspoken grief, regret, anger, and heartbreak. They smile when they're breaking inside. They say I'm fine when they're not. Over time, this emotional silence becomes a prison. It leads to anxiety, sleeplessness, chronic sadness, and even illness. But healing is always possible through honest conversations, therapy, faith, or simply allowing themselves to feel without shame. Vulnerability is not weakness, it is liberation. And in this stage of life, liberation is everything. These 5 mistakes: neglecting the body, isolating emotionally, refusing to adapt, living without purpose, and suppressing emotions may seem small at first. But over time, they compound, until life feels like a burden instead of a blessing. The good news? Every single one of these patterns can be broken. Right now. At any age. It's never too late to start walking again. It's never too late to reconnect. It's never too late to learn. It's never too late to feel alive again. Misery after 60 is not destiny, it's a consequence of choices. And with the right awareness, those choices can change. Because the truth is, you didn't survive decades of pain, work, heartbreak, and struggle just to spend your golden years in regret. You've earned more than that. You deserve mornings filled with peace, afternoons filled with meaning, and nights without loneliness. You deserve to look in the mirror and still see someone powerful, worthy, and fully alive. But only if you stop waiting for things to get better on their own. Happiness after 60 doesn't arrive, it's created, protected, and nourished. Not by luck. By action. The life you want is still within reach. But you must stop making these 5 mistakes before it slips further away. Ask ChatGPT.